You raised them, wiped their tears, and gave them everything you never had. You endured the pain, the gaslighting, the silent treatments, always hoping love would be enough. But now, the child you once held in your arms has become distant, manipulative, or even cruel. The hardest truth: letting go may be the only way to save yourself. And this is your turning point. This video will walk you through the heartbreak, the guilt, and the impossible decision until you find the freedom, healing, and peace you totally deserve. So how do you let go of adult children who are driving you crazy after narcissistic abuse? How do you let go of problematic children after narcissistic abuse? How do you let go of adult children who are disrespectful and have been influenced by your narcissistic ex? That is the crux of this video. And before I go into the video proper, let me introduce myself. My name is Iyabo Oyawale, and I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. And as a survivor, I can only talk about what has worked for me. And so I share narcissistic abuse recovery tips on this channel, and if you're serious about healing, you're gonna hit the subscribe button right away to become a member of this community, because this is a strong community and we hold each other's hands through the fire, through the mess, through the scourge of narcissistic abuse. And so if you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also turn on notifications to be notified when we've got new uploads as well as live streams. We live stream every Saturday every Saturday 12 noon WAT. And so join us next Saturday when we'll be talking about forgiving yourself of the mistakes of the past, releasing yourself from the shackles of unforgiveness as a narcissistic abuse survivor. It's a live stream you don't want to miss. And so join us live 12 noon WAT next week Saturday. I think it's April 5th 2025. And so join us then. Thank you for joining us in advance, and also thank you for subscribing and turning on notifications if you just did that. And so we are delving deeper into this video, where we want to talk about letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts after narcissistic abuse, letting go of adult children who are driving you crazy as a narcissistic abuse survivor, and then dealing with the problem of adult children who are disrespectful and have been influenced by a narcissistic ex. Now let me start by saying letting go of adult children is a complex and emotional process, especially after experiencing narcissistic abuse. Whether your child has been influenced by a narcissistic ex-spouse, has adopted toxic behaviors, or has chosen to distance themselves, it can be an incredibly painful journey. The pain is indescribable because I'm a parent myself. However, prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being is essential, and this video will help you navigate the process of letting go, setting boundaries, and reclaiming your peace. And so what is the first thing to do when it comes to letting go of adult children who are problematic? Accept the reality of the situation. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't give it another name. Don't live in denial. Be realistic. See the situation for what it truly is. Acknowledge the pain. It is natural to feel grief. It is natural to feel anger. It's natural to feel sad. It's natural to feel angry. It's natural to feel bitter when your relationship with your child is strained or broken. But recognize their autonomy. Your adult child has the right to make their own choices, even if they are painful or unfair to you. And also understand the impact of narcissistic influence. If your child was raised in a toxic environment, they may have absorbed unhealthy behaviors or distorted views of you. And so accept the situation for what it is and acknowledge the pain. Accept reality. Stop living in denial. Stop denying the situation. Be realistic with yourself, and also set boundaries. That's the second thing to do when it comes to letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts. Setting boundaries for your sanity is very, very important. So define your limits. Decide what behaviors you will and will not tolerate in your interactions, and also practice emotional detachment. You cannot control their choices, but you can control your responses. And so practice emotional detachment. Be detached from the things that they do. And so whatever it is they do, you cannot control that, but you can control how you respond. And so control your responses, and also limit contact if necessary. If your adult child is abusive, manipulative, or dismissive, reducing or eliminating contact may be the best course of action for your peace of mind. Prioritize your needs above the needs of the child. Put yourself first, because you matter. I always tell you, you matter. In this equation, you matter. You are important. You are valuable. You are worthy. You deserve the best. And abuse is not the best. Abuse from another child is not the best for you. And so put your mental health first by limiting contact if necessary. If necessary. And also, the third thing to do when it comes to letting go of an adult child is releasing guilt and shame. Stop blaming yourself. You did your best under the circumstances as a parent, and so stop blaming yourself for how the child turned out to be. The child has his or her own choices to make, and he or she has made those choices which have nothing to do with you. And so stop blaming yourself. You did your best under the circumstances. It was already a hard situation, and raising a child in a toxic environment is not the best. And so you did your best under the circumstance. And so stop blaming yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. Quieting the voice of that inner critic, because you did your best, I tell you. And also forgive yourself. Acknowledge your mistakes, but don't let them define you. It's human nature to commit errors. We are prone to mistakes. We are prone to making errors. And so you made errors, but don't let them define you. Accept whatever mistakes you made in the past, but don't let them define you. Move past those mistakes. Move past those errors. And also understand their perspective without enabling. Empathy does not mean accepting mistreatment. And so you can understand their perspective when they speak, when they express themselves, without enabling mistreatment, without enabling bad manners, without enabling toxic behavior. And so empathy does not mean accepting mistreatment. The fourth thing to do when it comes to letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts is prioritizing your healing. Seek professional help. Therapy, counseling, or support groups can be invaluable. So don't forget therapy with the Holy Spirit, like I constantly talk about, and engage in self-care. Focus on activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Do things that light you up. Do things that spark your joy, as I constantly talk about. And drink lots of water. Eat healthy. Sleep well. Exercise. And build supportive community around yourself. Basically, do things that grant you joy, that light you up as a person beyond being a parent. And also rebuild your identity. Reconnect with yourself beyond being a parent. Find those parts of yourself that you've forgotten. Find those passions you've abandoned. Make love with them again. Reconnect with them again. And reconnect with your old passions, and commit to the things that light you up, that ignite your bliss, that spark your joy, like I constantly say. And make yourself happy. Don't be too hard up. Relax. Make yourself happy again. And then the fifth thing to do when it comes to letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts, who are driving you crazy, is to practice detachment with love. Now, wish them well. Let go with love rather than resentment. Let go with love rather than bitterness. Because the Bible says we should not allow the root of bitterness to spring up amongst us. Because the root of bitterness doesn't end well. It doesn't end well in family. And so let them go, but let them go with love rather than this resentment or bitterness. And also maintain an open door with boundaries. If reconciliation is possible, ensure it happens on healthy terms. The terms must be healthy. It must support your mental health. If the terms are not healthy, reconciliation doesn't take place. And so there is this misconception we have about forgiveness and reconciliation. We think that when you forgive, you can reconcile. No. Sometimes you can forgive and not reconcile. And so forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. If you forgive and the person is still toxic, you may not reconcile physically. And so you can love from a distance. Yes, it's possible to love from a distance. And so go ahead and love from a distance, but maintain an open door if reconciliation is possible. And that open door has to be with your boundaries intact. If those boundaries are not there, reconciliation doesn't take place. Your boundaries must be respected. And so trust the process too, because healing and acceptance take time. And so trust the process. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a lot of grace. And we are still talking about letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts after narcissistic abuse. And the sixth thing to do is to cultivate a new support system, build healthy relationships, surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. There are people out there who will uplift and support you, and so surround yourself with those people, and also engage in meaningful activities. Volunteer work will lift up your soul. Hobbies that you love will lift up your soul, and also spiritual practices can provide fulfillment. And so go ahead and do those activities, because they will light up your soul. They will give you a new sense of meaning, a new sense of direction. And also redefine family. Family isn't always blood. Find those who treat you with love and respect. In Matthew 12, 48 to 50, in Matthew 12, 48 to 50, Jesus redefined the concept of family. And it changed my mind when I also read that, because I'm a Bible student. I read my Bible. And so when I read Matthew 12, 48 to 50, I read the NLT version, which says, Jesus asked, who is my mother? Who are my brothers? Then he pointed to his disciples and said, look, these are my mother and brothers. Anyone who does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. And so Christ redefined the concept of family, which means we have a spiritual family and we have a biological family. And so redefine the concept of family in order for you to cope with the pain of the situation. And find purpose beyond parenthood. That's the seventh thing to do when it comes to letting go of adult children after narcissistic abuse. Letting go of adult children who are driving you nuts, who are driving you crazy after narcissistic abuse. Find purpose beyond parenthood. Explore your passions. What dreams and interests have you set aside? What are those things you've forgotten because of the pain of narcissistic abuse? There are certain aspects of you that you've forgotten. There are certain things you used to love that you no longer do. Go back to those things. Reconnect with your old passions. Reconnect with your old flames. They matter, because you want to find purpose beyond parenthood, and also create a new legacy. Focus on making an impact in other ways. There are other ways for you to make an impact, and so focus on other ways to make an impact. If you have to set up a foundation to help people, you can go ahead and do many things that will make an impact, because our lives are supposed to be all about making impact, making a difference. And also embrace your independence. Live a fulfilling life on your own terms. Embrace your freedom. Live a fulfilling life on your own terms. Don't seek permission. You have sought permission enough. Now is the time for you to embrace your freedom, embrace your independence, and live life on your own terms. Live life based on what your voice is telling you and not what the voice of another person is saying. Extricate the voice of the narcissist from your own voice, because you know your voice from the voice of the narcissist. And so extricate your voice from that of the narcissist and live life on your own terms. Now, letting go of an adult child after narcissistic abuse is heartbreaking, but sometimes necessary for your well-being. Remember, you come first. Remember, you matter in this equation. Remember, you are worthy. Remember, you deserve the best things in life. And toxicity from a child you raised is not one of the best things in life. And so by accepting reality, setting boundaries, releasing guilt, and prioritizing your healing and finding new meaning in life, you can restore your sanity and reclaim your peace. You deserve to be happy, you deserve to be whole, and you deserve to be free. And I'm rooting for you. As the person running this channel, I'm rooting for you. Remember, letting go does not mean you don't love your child. It means you love yourself enough to choose peace over pain. And I've created a detailed checklist to help you navigate the difficult process of letting go of adult children after narcissistic abuse. Let me know if you'd like to have a copy in the comments by typing "send me the checklist," and we will send it to you ASAP. Thank you for watching this video. It matters to me that you took out some time to watch this video and also to subscribe to this channel. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I tell you, we are a strong community of people who are trudging on the road to success when it comes to narcissistic abuse and emotional trauma, and you are in good company if you join this community. And so hit the subscribe button, but don't just hit the subscribe button, also turn on notifications to be notified when we got new uploads as well as new live streams. Like I said earlier, we do a live stream every Saturday, 12 noon WAT. Unfailingly, we are here on YouTube live, 12 noon WAT, every Saturday, talking about aspects of narcissistic abuse and emotional trauma. And as a narcissistic abuse survivor, I can only talk about what has worked for me, and I constantly talked about what has worked for me. And you're going to learn new things that you can apply to your own situation to alleviate the pain, because I know it's a painful situation, it's a painful journey, it's a messy journey, it's a scourge, it's a war zone, name it. But I tell you, healing is possible, like I always say. And so hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and also like this video, because when you do, you are telling YouTube the kind of content to recommend to you. And so go ahead and like this video, and also share it with a friend. Be the reason why someone escapes narcissistic abuse and emotional trauma today. And so share this video with as many people as need it, and I'll see you in my next video. I love you, by the way. If I have not said it before, I'm saying it now. I love you. Mwah, mwah. I love you with all my heart, and I want the very best for you. And I celebrate your strength. I celebrate your resilience. Be on the lookout for my next video.